morning, Sylvia. Good morning, Dr. Su Kong and your daughter. Good morning, Marie. Good morning, Amy. Good morning, Maria. And good morning, Daz, and your beautiful son. So today we kind of didn't. Hi, Maria and Sage. The class, because someone in the community is going through palliative with limited time in the mind and the body. So we took some time to give her a healing, and it was very successful. So that was the only time that we could make that part. And every now and then the classes will have that we might have to take a break because the person who is needed most might be on that particular time where she or he can come. So what I'm going to work from it on the inquiry of the questions that she was asking. What is life? And is there any level of understanding and realization what is this whole world is considered? Because for someone like in a palliative going through cancer and have a very limited time in the planet, in the earth, or in the mind and the body, they're trying to find what is the real truth of life. So the whole universe is governed by a space of compassion. And it's not just a scientific realization of being nice to someone or be kind to someone or being generous to someone. It's a bit more a realization that the whole world is your family, not your individuality. And when we have time and when we have bodies and minds, we come into the separation of that. So today's practice is, hi Rosemary, is how do I know that I'm lost from the practice? It only doesn't need a lot of knowledge and conversations with someone. It's only need that I'm not connected to my breath. Because the language of the compassion is not a scientific realization or a knowledge. Now, I don't take this as insult. The Western world does not know the language of the realization because it's trying to move into the realization through the scientific understanding. Now, where we come from, not without a separation from you and myself, we have a language that has been there for 5,000, 6,000, maybe more than that, even to Nath yogis, 15,000, and the Vedantas are written not just on English. And it's very hard to understand these levels of civilizations and their language because it didn't have the polarity of you and me. It just wrote everything in the space of unity. Now, today's practice is for you to go into those spaces, and there is a big realization and an awakening happening. But it's not against the science. It is people like you who are born into these modern worlds, work with science, work with calculation, but it is also not a religion. It is far beyond that, coming together in this realization. So today's practice is how can we work on this space of unity and the space of compassion, but you're going to feel that compassion within yourself. And you're coming into the tune of your heart, tune of your real language beyond a language. So let us take a deep breath in and very gently allow our shoulders to roll back. I will move the camera towards the Darren and start taking some couple of breaths deeply. And that you are aware of your breathing. You're aware of the sound. And you're bringing your tuning fork into the space of the vibration. Now let's say Nothing is there. The language is not there. The mind is not there. With feeling that how you're connecting into this space, into this very moment. Shoulders roll back, couple of breaths, even maybe closing the eyes to feel that space. Softening your forehead. Allowing very gently the space of the heart to elevate, soften the throat. There is no need for you to understand the language of the mind, but very gently coming into that groundwork for this realization. Can you really, truly understand another without a story? Can you really understand that we are all are, without a separation, a family? Can you feel the suffering that you're holding because of the separation? Can you really feel that our minds and our education is continually driving us to be two? But can you really feel in this moment, in your restful stage, in your non-reactive space, you are in the harmony of that equanimity of the balance? That it is, the practice is a reminder to bring yourself back to more even-minded space, not too high, not too low. Now very gently you're taking refuge in that space. Palms onto the Namaskar position, that you're seeking refuge, that you're returning into a familiar place beyond the time and beyond the body. Your first place is to return to the moment. Now very gently, take a deep breath in and exhale the breath with a gentle Om. Om. Shoulders relaxed, twisting the spine to the left side. Opening up that space, releasing that habit that you're holding if you didn't have that practice to react. So when you're releasing and coming into the present moment, you're releasing the challenge and the stress. over a life that you have lived. Breathing in very gently, coming back into the center, changing the formation of the legs. Now take another deep breath in. Jordan is there. And very gently twisting the spine to the right side. Now, when you're twisting the spine to the right side, you have to come into the realization, if you're coming into the present moment, that you're releasing your armor of your self that you react from, that where your anger comes from, where your frustration coming from, and you have come into the stance of witnessing. Now that you don't create more hostility. Are you aware of your response to indifference spaces in your body, that you're holding the harshness, the anger, the word, the frustration, and your habits need to be transformed into an energy of realization. Breathing in, coming back into the center. Shoulders relax and chest open, lifting up the space of the heart. Shoulders relax, and if you can find that space now, to find the root of all your suffering, include your identity, include your body, include your image of the body, including specific people, including your career, including your material goods, including your thoughts, including your feelings. And today's practice, anything that causes you to create a fixed view of how things are and how things should be. Shoulders relax and chest open. Now take a deep breath in. Very gently holding onto the knees and breathe out, head down, neck down, and collapse the spine very gently into a space of a cat. Breathing in very gently, pushing the belly into the front, shoulders roll back, opening up the chest and lift up the space of the heart into the space of a cow. Now today I want you to release about a person, about attachment, how you should be feeling, how a situation to turn out, all those expectations you will suffer. Breathing in, shoulders roll back, lift up the space of the heart. Maybe today's your attachment to being right. And you will suffer rather than be happy. Breathe out very gently into a space of the cat, anus lock, navel lock, throat lock. So now, breathing in very gently, tongue roll up onto the upper palate, energy gaze onto the third eye. Now, if there were the eyes of separation is not there, it is a breath of your natural state of your being. natural space of your peace, connectness. Allow this to become the reflection of who we all are. Breathe out, anus lock, navel lock, throat lock. Breathing in very gently, elongate the spine. Shoulders relaxing, chest open. Twisting the spine very gently onto the left side on an out breath. Stomach very gently pulling in and very gently giving that space of non-attachment, non-discrimination into the space of the body. And letting go of this space of that you're suffering, otherwise it will come into that space of the cancer, that space of the ill health. Breathing in back to the center. Shoulders relax. Twisting the spine to the right side. Breathing in, coming back into the center. Shoulders relax and chest open. Lift up the space of the heart. Now today we are going into exploring the process of gently becoming more deeply evolved, not involved. Today you have to discover what are your body is holding on unfinished things, and that you cannot come into the present moment. And you're exploring the pathways that you have not explored. Because what is troubling is what you already is knowing. So now very gently stretch the neck to the right. Left shoulder open. There is an energy in this very present moment when you're fully aware of, and this is the breakthrough that is having for you to move into the inside. Breathing in back to the center, onto the other side. Breathing in back to the center, look deeply. How do you see yourself if you're seeing yourself walking on the road? Not as a separation, but of an understanding. How do you see yourself the way you talk? If you want to separate something, separate yourself to see it. Now take that deep breath in and coming back into the center, shoulders relax. Chest open. Now very gently coming into the knees and moving into a gentle cat, so that you can explore the body a bit more deeper. Explore the mind a bit more deeper, with less anxiousness and more present. Now take a deep breath in, drop the belly, opening up the chest, lift up the space of the heart. Breathe out, anus lock, navel lock, throat lock. Enjoy the fragrance of the breath, fragrance of those beautiful spaces you're practicing from, without becoming distracted to it, without trying to analyze it. savor each moment, because each moment have a different taste. Use each breath when you're out of the practice to come back. Breathing in, drop the belly, tongue roll up onto the upper palate, energy gaze onto the third eye. Use the breath just to come into that present moment. Now very gently breathing in into a neutral spine. You'll continue to look a little bit gentler, deeper. Left arm reaching up to the ceiling. Clench and unclench. Rotate the wrist. Release any tension. Left arm reaching under the right armpit. Very gently dropping. Very gently stretching the right arm into the front. Dropping the hips onto the heels. Encompassing everything. Explore the ways to deepen your practice today. Maybe the breath is your starting point to anchor into the space of the being. Use the guidance of these words to explore your body, expose the feeling, explore the perceptions, mental formation, everything. Shoulders relaxed, just open. Armpits open, comfortably in that space. Relax your hands and the arms. Breathing in very gently, coming back. Shoulders relaxed. Breathe out to a space of the cat. Bring your awareness into the breath and into the spine. Breathing in, drop the belly, tongue roll up onto the upper palate. Observe and experience the in and out of the air, in and out of the movement. Rise and falling of your diaphragm. Breathing in into a neutral spine. Right arm reaching into the front, up to the ceiling, rotation. Right arm reaching under the left armpit. Very gently allow yourself to go deeper. Experimenting with bringing the breath into the space of the shoulder that has dropped, space of the shoulder that has been open. So what is it like to settle, to observe your breath, observe your body, observe your mind, so that you are not no longer anything. You're one with. Now you're suddenly restoring yourself. If your body, if your abdomen, the way it's rise and falling, follow the breath all the way into that space. You don't have to breathe quickly, slowly. Are you aware of the space that you're no longer doing or not doing? Still is a space of energy. Let's call this energy compassion. Space, awareness that allow us to connect with that silent mystery of the space that is deeper, beyond. Breathing in very gently, allowing yourself to come back. Shoulders relaxed and chest open. Breathe out into a space of the cat. Allow your mindful breathing to offer you a physical and a mental equilibrium. Now that you are aware of a thought, that thought doesn't take the shape of the body because you are between your mind and the body. You will shine a light onto that space. Now, very gently breathing in into a neutral spine and very gently allow the hips to move wider, wider, just as the shape of the planets and the stars move wider onto the other side, wider. Very gently allow the energy to explode this body, allowing that energy that you're creating and bringing the light into the thoughts and using that as your foundation of your physical and emotional and whatever you want to talk about. Spiritual, stretch the spine into the out breath, into the back palms facing up. This body is no longer, is now holding on to any thoughts. Recognize that. Become more relaxed. Notice how easy life is for you. Observe now, why are you not in this space when you're habitually taken you away from your breath? It's like taking the umbilical cord to the beam. The sensation in your body and the thoughts on your mind. Then it's like a kite flying in the turmoil of the sky without a string. Thoughts and perceptions take over. Then it becomes your mental formation and your stories. And then you become a hostage and you become hijacked. Now, palms facing down, crawling and bringing the chest onto the floor. Very gently drop the belly, soften. Allow that constriction of the back muscles to relax the tension of your entire body. Now allow, if there is an area in this body is constricted with the breathing, if their body is your feelings of fear or a panic, very gently elbows onto the floor, breathing in into a gentle cobra. Just become the breath. Instead of fixing the form, become aware of what is happening. And releasing that feeling of fear by calming yourself in that moment. Raging pain gradually can subside and eventually can help you. Check in with your body, check in with your breath. Pay regularly visits to yourself. Relax the forehead onto the floor or to the hands. Very gently, moment. Ask yourself, what are you hearing? What are you seeing? What are you smelling? What are you touching? How does this body breathe? Is it from the chest, shallow breath? Is it from the diaphragm? What is your heart rate? What is your muscle tension telling you about what's happening now? Are these places bringing you the old story from both physical and emotional scars? And ask yourself the reaction that you have in words, where and what is stored in your body causing this ongoing suffering. Now very gently bring the elbows closer to the, next to the ribs, breathing in into a gentle up phase. Breathe out towards the down phase. Head down, neck down, totally relax. Now breathing in into a plank. Strong on the pelvic floor. Left knee onto the floor. Right arm reaching up to the ceiling. Clench and unclench. Right reaching into the back. Touch the floor. Right knee onto the floor, left arm reaching up to the ceiling. Left leg stretch into the back. Clench and unclench. Open up the body. Left reaching into the back, touch the floor. Into a plank. Breathe out towards the down face. Breathing in into a plank. Strong on the pelvic floor. Drop the knees. Push the hips forward. Breathe out, push the hips into the back, palms facing up. Now observe the memories of your life in terms of positive and negative. So the polarity of the mind is existing. And out of this, how does it influence your overall mood? I want you to offer the depth to this space. The current mood, current moment, I want you to go deep into the body. This is the work I did yesterday with this lady. And the current feelings. I want you to really bring the memory where these feelings were first activated. If you're feeling aliveness, when did you feel most alive? If you're working with the memory of that caused you to wonder about your worth, am I worth enough, so that you are bringing so much of destruction and repeated painful patterns to get out of the truth? What memories create feelings of that? And where did it first started for you? If you have a memory of feeling of sadness and anger and anxiety or a doubt, where was it first started? For you, is it a story of in the elementary school? Just observe. Don't become personal about it, because you're observing something is not royally you. Child pose. Knees together. At this very moment, you can observe that space. If you're feeling of the embarrassment and shame, doubt about yourself, feeling a place of not being enough, found that where it first started, found that you start believing that event. Very gently wake up the spine. You just watch it. That's not your story. Typically, feelings are pleasant, unpleasant, or net neutral. And these feelings wake up you or lull you into the state of suffering. So learning to look deeply and discovering the source of these feelings is the essence of the practice. Palms facing up, very gently coming into this space of this posture. And allow your thoughts to move through. Otherwise, if you run with the thoughts, they can quickly turn into ideas or judgment about yourself and others. Now you're recognizing when these perceptions are not accurate. Now, the next time a thought comes to you, ask yourself, am I sure about this? If you do this, then the event of your story or someone that you have problems with can turn out to be totally false. Now, the separation of the world in this very moment, you're not separating it anymore. Now, very gently stretch the legs into the front and bringing the sole of the feet together, knees wide apart. Shoulders relaxed and chest open. Now, very gently take a deep breath in. And shoulders roll back, open up the chest, and very gently elevate towards the front. Now, when you're ready, under the ankles, locking onto the toes, walking the bum back, and very gently finding a space to very gently allow the breath, the mindfulness to guide you to witness the rational and the irrational nature of the ongoing perception, the body, the thought, and allow the practice to help you to gain clear understanding of what is taking place in this moment. Open the body. So now you have realized all the perceptions are formed over time. When you see the garden of the backyard of my space, it's a formation that is nurtured over the years and shaped by conditions, sun, moon, rain, soil, compost, numerous seeds. the same. Your perception, what did you feed it with? What kind of light you brought it into it? What kind of rain you brought it? What kind of soil you gave it to it? What kind of compost the community create for you? What kind of numerous seeds that you were planting? Now this goes to positive and negative. Your bodies are shaped of countless conditions from the time of your birth. Now allow the posture to experience and interact and release those strong mental formations that you were holding. Breathing in very gently, coming back. Shoulders relaxed and chest open. Now just butterfly the hips so that you can release the tension of the hips. And it will allow you to overlook deeply into the body and to see that the seeds of these things, anger, pain, shoulders relaxed and chest open. Now take a deep breath in and bringing the knees to the chest, completely breathe out. Arms raise onto the crown, feet stretch up onto the Navasana. Breathe out, knees to the chest. Breathing in. Breathe out. Breathing in. Breathe out. Breathing in. Breathe out. Now without touching the feet on the floor, knees wide apart. Stomach pulled in, shoulders relaxed, throat open. Allow the elements to grow. Allow the vibrancy of the breath to move into these. And pay attention to the process of how you cultivate your store of consciousness instead of the story, which includes the soil, which includes the seeds, which includes the compost. That's why we have communities that put us back into this mindfulness. So you can easily observe the seeds that lie deep within your consciousness. And you can see how you water and it transforms into a positive. Even the negative ones can transform if you're conscious about it. So see what's your healthy circulation between the soil and the garden of your consciousness. Now very gently locking onto the toes and feet wide apart, stretching up onto the side, shoulders relax, elevate the space of the heart. I can't do this. Now, if you have a problem of something is too solid in your body as a pain, how can you aerate that pain so there is a healthy circulation between the soil and the garden of your consciousness? Knees to the chest, completely breathe out. Now, when I say healthy circulation, means that you allow both positive and negative qualities to emerge into your awareness. Now, very gently stretch the legs into the front. Shoulders relaxed and chest open. Now, very gently take a deep breath in and bringing the left knee onto the chest. Now, very gently bringing the left foot onto the right side. Take a deep breath, elongate the spine, shoulders relax and chest open. right foot under the left buttocks. Now take a deep breath in, shoulders roll back, chest lift up, spine straight. Allow the breath to come. Now take a deep breath in and right arm reaching up to the ceiling. Right elbow land next to the left knee. Now take a deep breath in and spread the shoulders a bit more by using the gauge of the left arm. Take a mudra. Now allow to discover how the quality of your life depends on which seeds you have watered and which seeds you have allowed others to nurture throughout your life. Now, if you have good friends, good partners, this is easy. Because instead of you're fighting on the surface with everything, your connections with all beings, collective consciousness, through this exploration, you will discover that you are together. We are always connected. But even in the negative part, ask yourself whether you're connecting into the group of that collective unconsciousness and you're deeply involved in the destruction of yourself, or you're allowing yourself to go into. Looking deeply at life as it is in this very moment. At this very moment, you have a stability of the freedom. This is a quote from Buddha. So looking deeply means without the separation, you have the wisdom and the compassion to solve the delusion. Breathing in very gently, coming back. Shoulders relaxed and chest open. Lift up the space of the heart. And very gently changing the formations of the legs. And very gently moving into the side, comfortably finding to change, but relax into the pose with no interruption. Create an opportunity to become aware of your immediate body, immediate mind. Very gently bringing the left foot onto the right buttocks. Very gently, shoulders lift up and allow the space of the heart to lift up. Now take a deep breath in. Left arm reaching up to the ceiling and left elbow land on the side of the right knee. Use the shoulders and the other side to open up. Take a moment to observe, what am I seeing in my mind? What colors and shapes? What is beauty for me? What I'm hearing? What is happening to my breath in this very moment and to my body? What type of breathing I'm experiencing? A breath of pain or tension? Or breath of relaxation in the body and the mind? What are the feelings are most challenging to be with? Am I reflecting on a feeling about a person? Or interpreting a situation that I'm struggling with? Or can I ask myself, am I sure about this? Can I keep my ego away and go there and visit? What stories continue to play in my mind? Everyone is a problem. Can I unearth the origin of the story or the mental formation I'm struggling with? Or if you're feeling great, what positive qualities or seeds were watered in my life? The soil brought me into this place. And the time that I have nurtured these friendships with myself. Shoulders relax and chest open. Now lift up the space of the heart. Now it's time for you to find a comfortable position for meditation. So this practice is for coming into the meditation, becoming aware of your breathing. Breathing in, if it is have a language, let that language be my breath in, I'm aware that I'm breathing in. So allow the breath to move out. What would be the language for you today? I'm aware of that I'm breathing out. Now let's bring another level of awareness. Breathing in, I hear the sound. Breathing out, I'm gently allowing my body to relax by creating that sensation of a smile in the body. Breathing in, I'm aware of the body and its tension. Breathing out, I can keep the tension and bring the whole story, or I can breathe out and release my tension. Breathing in, I'm aware of the precious moment given to me. Breathing out, I vow to live deeply in the refuge of this day. Now very gently take the practice into the space of what you choose not to look in that space is going to rule your life. Become more mindful, become more aware of what is unfinished in your life. If your life is going to have a little time in this earth, in this body and the mind, what is incomplete in your life that deprives you of a sense of peace? Some of you, it might be a relationship. Some of you, it might be the job that you never took because you took the security of the money. Some of you, it might be the love and the relationship you never chose. Some of you might be just a gratitude of a token that why didn't I thank him? Some of you, it might be making peace with your dad or your child or your friend. So take this moment. If the person is living, you can work with it. If not, very gently bring in that space of forgive someone now, completing your unfinished business will allow you to let go of the past, and it will bring you into the fully present moment. As you examine your breath, your relationship with your body and the mind, ask yourself what is unfinished. What are the baggages that I need to be free from the past? I'm carrying this. I'm loaded, I'm heavy. This robs me from the sense of peace. Whether it's a deceased or whether it's lived. Shoulders relax and just open. Observe what unresolved grief that you are putting into this body, not just the organic food. It can be a residue of rejection, broken promises and abandonment, or it can be linked to an unfulfilled dream, betrayal and a loss of faith. You don't have to carry this your lifetime. Shoulders relaxed, chest open. Lift up the space of the heart, realizing your unfinished business. What action that it might be, writing a text, even to someone who have died. Might sound strange. It can be unknowingly begin to tap into the true heart of the loved ones and hear what you needed to hear when they were alive. You could plant a tree, whatever reminds you of your connection to the person. So just observe what is coming back to you. Shoulders relax and chest open. Lift up the space of the heart. Now very gently onto the knees, palms onto the floor, breathe out to a down face. Shoulders relax and chest open. Bending one knee at a time and releasing that tension of the head and the neck. Now very gently walking those feet into the front. Keeping the knees bent, head down, neck down. Holding on to the opposite elbows. Very gently releasing the tension that related to the pain, to the abuse, to the trauma. Head move to side. Now very gently wake up the spine one vertebra at a time. Shoulders relax and chest open. Ground yourself to the earth. And you're held on this earth by gravity. When you're taken away to the past, you can feel ungrounded or maybe overly grounded. Now allow this feet to feel the pull of the earth holding you into this planet. And it's keeping you into the present. Shoulders relax and chest open. Arms raise onto the crown and very gently lifting up and roll onto the toes. Breathe out, roll back onto the feet, onto the foot. Breathing in, arms raise onto the crown, roll onto the toes. Breathe out, back to the heels. Breathing in, roll onto the toes. And breathe out, back to the heels. Shoulders relax and chest open. Now move the hands, move the legs and release any tension. Make the gesture, notice that you're releasing things and the experience to unfold and deepen. Now very gently feet apart, bending the knees and sitting deeper. Pay attention to the sensation and take gentle care of your activated mind. And bring your attention to your body, especially people who are recovering. Stay present. Stay present to the pleasant and unpleasant or neutral. When the sensations in your body are pleasant or neutral, it's easy to be present to the moment. But what about agitation, the shock of fear, the dagger of hurt? You can take gentle care of your mind and the body. When negative and unwanted emotions, sensations are activated, you have a choice. You can allow yourself to be carried by what you're experiencing, or you can observe. Now you can pay attention from the distressing experience and take refuge in the wholesome of your practice, nurturing the experience of your body and the mind. And very gently you're becoming immune, your strength and capacity to weather in the storms that you will encounter. Stability doesn't happen in the future, or stability is not happening to the past. It's only in the present moment. Now very gently bum onto the floor and shoulders relax and lift up the space of the heart. Now open the softness of the spine. Remedy of your practice is not to suppress the negative experience. When they happen, they happen. Rather, it is to foster positive experience or a neutral experience. So they become the permanent part of you. Palms onto the Namaskar position, into the space of contemplation. What is left ungrieved remains stored in our body. Heart and soul and the practice, it can come out. Take this moment and ask yourself, are you still preoccupied with your thoughts of negativity? Do you cry easily or get angry at the thought of this person or the experience? Do you have a history of trauma that influence your health in this very moment? Are you quoting the story about your past that continues to be your future? Are your thoughts frequently prefaced by, if only this happened, I will be better? Do you feed your wound because you have someone, another person has the same problems like you and you talk about it? What are you currently putting off in your life? If you have a problem to resolve with the person, at least can you find some peace in the situation? Can you accept the reality that things are broken and they may never resolve? I'm in this place. Are there experiences or traumas in your life that may simply require more time and space before you can attempt to heal them? What are you still holding on to in your life? Maybe that is something you need to work on. Very gently bringing into the palms of the heart of that realization and taking the refuge there and chanting 3 gentle ohms, activating the ground chakra, heart chakra, and the throat chakra. Take a deep breath in. Gently raise the arms into the crown and cleansing the aura and the unity of this space, that in collective consciousness that we are connecting into each other without separating. If you hurt me, you hurt you. If you're hurting, I'm hurting. Gently touch the earth, respect for the Mother Earth, biological forms, patriarch forms, and the elements of the earth, water, heat, air particles in its balance, in its harmony. Gently coming out of the practice palms onto the Namaskar position in its realization. Namaste. Namaste. Namaste, Dasa, and Dasa's beautiful children. I saw two of them. Good to see you. Namaste, Matt. Great to see you. Namaste, Sylvia. Thank you for catching up. And thank you for your beautiful jumper that you left on the door. Thank you, Dr. Sukong. And to your daughter, thank you, Marie. Thank you, Amy. Thank you, Maria and Sage. Thank you, Rosemary, for your gifts of the rice and all what is helping my health. Thank you, Jordan. Good to see you also. And thank you for all the gifts that I received yesterday. Lots of flowers, lots of candles, and lots of healing. Thank you for Carol, and thank you for Manoj, Manoj's mother, and Manoj's daughter. So many. And we are sharing the love that you guys are generating and giving us, and also been doing our work as a community, as one. So today I went to the deep healing because this couple of weeks going to be very busy with the healings, but I have done the healing classes for you. If even you haven't come to me because of my times doesn't work with your timing, and especially Dr. Sukong, if I miss this year, I will definitely see you next year. And but that your story, the holding of the pain, you can release it anytime. It only needs a time of a breath, a connection. And don't wait until the last stage that you got 3 weeks to live or 4 weeks to live and coming into the realization of life. Enjoy every moment of life, because life and each day is a gift. So don't waste it. It is there to cherish, and it is there to celebrate, and it is there to have fun with it, not just overly doing it, but finding the ways to be part of things, and part of that nourishes things, and part of that continue to make that ground more richer, make that soil more richer, and make sure today what seeds are you're planting and what kind of environment it is. So my love to you all, and big hugs. Love you all.